children coming up, and I think I mentioned the last time I was on, was this in 2014, or this year, they have, I had it written down here, but there's a law passed about the budgeting of next year, and essentially anybody on any type of social welfare money will be required to get an RFID chip, which is essentially a small little test tube with a microchip in it, and that is able to be read in a Wi-Fi environment or in a cellular environment, which uses the same frequencies. And so that's coming out in 2014, and and along that lines, I mentioned before, the government is doing a program down in L.A. In the L.A. school district where they gave the school $1 million to see if they could to develop a program where they could convince the children by the use of an RFID mascot, which is this guy who gets dressed up in essentially a hot dog outfit, but it's colored red, and which is the guy has a microchip walking around. He's the RFID mascot, and if they can convince the whole idea of the pilot program is to convince the kids to go home and tell their parents that this RFID thing is a good thing, so that the parents can always know where the kid is at and things like that. So that's how they're selling that technology as well. And by use of Google and Microsoft, Motorola now, coming out with these advertising campaigns, essentially, the government is really deploying this technology in a big fashion this year. And it's here now, and we're going to, it's the title of this show is perfect, and it's "Wake Up America." The Liberty Bell, the Liberty Bell is ringing.
Shawn.
Yes.
We're in the Wheel of Freedom stage right now.
Oh, you're in Wheel of Freedom. Oh, okay.
Wake Up America starts back up in April. We all.
Oh, okay. I apologize. So
that's all right.
No big deal.
That's all right. But it's the same idea. Wake Up America. That applies at all times.
Yeah.
And what you're doing, we're trying to do the same thing here. Get the people the facts. Let them go research and find out themselves. Don't just believe us.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And Shawn, we have a lot of viewers, and a lot of people are afraid to call in. I've heard it from numerous people, whether they don't, the NSA, or they don't want other people to recognize their voices in town, whatever it may be. But there is a lot of viewers, and I know a lot of people appreciate the information that we give them weekly here.
Yeah, and I don't blame them, but I would say this, that for the most part, the average person is completely inconsequential, and there's a lot of other people out there that would be more at risk than them. But, it's okay to keep private, and can't blame you there. And
Sure.
It's always good to have people behind the scenes who are at least supportive, if not doing what they can to tell other people. One thing about what Wally said about giving them the information, I just wanted to note here, I found it's on page 152 of the Affordable Care Act. Page 1052 of the Affordable Care Act, 2014. And that's what you'll find the mandatory RFID chipping. So I just want to add that. I'm sorry, Phil, go right ahead.
Yeah. Wally's writing that down because he's been all over Obamacare, and he'll research that and have some information on that.
Yep.
And one thing that, Shawn, I've studied a lot with this stuff. Obviously, there's two terms that they also use for targeted people, and one is a dissident, like a political dissident, and then the other one is an undesirable person. Now, dissident has a wide range. Dissident could political dissident means that I don't like Obama, then I'm apt to be attacked, right?
Say that one more time.
A dissident. There's two titles of people also that are attacked. One is a dissident, and then the other one is an undesirable. So, and I've read that many times, and I've always wondered at what point, what makes you desirable then? If you're undesirable, what would make me desirable where they would leave me alone? A lawsuit?
Yes, that might help. But the scary thing is who's making the decisions to determine that one is a dissident and one's an undesirable. And where we found that recently, we saw the NSA, who's been clearly used to attack political parties that essentially Obama was going up against, and they were using the IRS and everyone, the NSA, to spy on these groups, and the other arms of government to tax them and whatnot, harass them, and that's because they were politically determined to be an undesirable, I guess, at that point in time.
What frightens me the most is when government uses government agency to spy on people. That everybody in this country should be frightened of that. It's a scary situation, and they're doing it right today. They're doing it. They're using all these government agencies, and somebody's got to do something. Our politicians don't seem to want to stop anything, and that bothers me.
I got to agree with you on there, and a lot of the problem there is the telecommunications companies. Primarily the CTIA, or the Cellular Telecommunications Industry Association. They control the FCC, and currently the former head of the CTIA, Tom Wheeler, he's now head of the FCC. So we have embedded in the laws are a lot of protections against these telecommunication companies. So the problem with Congress is that they're in bed with the telecommunications companies, and the telecommunications companies are essentially the ones passing these laws. And they've actually preempted or attempted to preempt almost all claims for bodily injury resulting from this wireless technology rollout. And that's why you don't see lawsuits for cell phone cancers and things in the United States, although they're beginning to pop up. But the reason is because they're preempted, and you're not even allowed to bring the claim. So the problem is with Congress, and it's hard to say, what kinds of agendas each one of these Congress members have, but there's quite a few agendas going on here, and none of them are for the good of the country, if you ask me.
Right.
So we only have 2 minutes left, or 1 minute left, so we need to sign off with you.
Sure.
And I appreciate everything. If you can get moving on some lawsuits, I look forward to that. And
well, I look forward to coming back and giving you an update, and like you said, getting some litigation going.
We'll try to have you on like once a month, Shawn.
People were looking forward to your call tonight, and I'm sure we have a
good.
lot of listeners here listening to what you're saying. So you are educating people, and I think that's very important.
I appreciate it very much. You know, I tell you, the times are really interesting right now, and they're really a-changing. And it's, you know, all these technologies that were top secret are literally being now sold to us and marketed to us. So it's a really interesting time.
Shawn?
And look forward to talking to you all again.
Hey, Shawn, we're fading out. God bless you, brother.
God bless you all as well.
Yes, thank you.
What
All right,
difference
everyone.
at this point
Good
does
night.
it make?
God bless everyone. And next week, we will be here again, right, Wally?
Questions.
We will be here,
I know-
and we'll have more information in regards to this subject and other subjects. And God bless everyone watching.